Here's warm-up 1E. First, we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, okay? And it goes through these two given points. So I'm going to need the slope. So let's find that using the slope formula. So I'm going to subtract the y's in the numerator, 8 minus negative 4. And in the denominator, I'll subtract the x's, 3 minus negative 1. So 8 minus negative 4 is 8 plus 4, so that would be 12. On the bottom, that would be 3 plus 1 for 4. So the slope is 3, okay? So now using this, I know it's going to be y equals 3x plus or minus something. I just have to figure out what the something is. And I'll find that something by plugging in one of the two xy pairs. It doesn't matter which one. I'll use the one I just circled there. So I'm plugging in negative 4 for y. And I'll plug in negative 1 for x. Okay, so negative 4 equals negative 3 plus b. I'm running out of space here, but next thing I do is add 3 to both sides, so I get negative 1 for b. All right, and then if I go back up here, I can write my final answer as y equals 3x plus or minus something. Now I know that something is negative 1, so y equals 3x minus 1 is my answer. Okay. All right, and then we've got a system of equations here. It says eliminate the y's first. You don't have to eliminate the y's first. I just put that in the warm-up so when students are following along, we did things in kind of the same order. But yeah, that's what I'm going to eliminate first. So I'm going to pick any two equations. I'll use equation A and C. And I'll think eliminating the y's, what I'd want to do is triple equation C so that I'd have 3y in equation A and negative 3y in equation C so that the y's would be opposites. Okay, so I'm just copying equation A as is and multiplying everything by 3 in equation C. Okay, now when I add these together, the y's will eliminate. And let's see, I'll have 12x plus 10z equals 6. Okay, so I'll call this equation D. I got a new equation there. And then I'll repeat the process. So I'm going to choose a different pair. I don't want to use A and C. I think I'll use B and C. And let's see, I'd want to multiply equation C by 2. I'd want to double equation C to make the y's opposite using that pair. Okay, there's equation B. Now let's double equation C. And now when I add these, the y's eliminate. Okay, and here is my new equation E. All right. And so now let's put equations D and E together, and I'm thinking it'll probably be easier to eliminate the z's when I'm looking at those two equations. So if I'm eliminating the z's, I'd want to multiply equation E by negative 2. Okay, so let's see, equation D, I got this. Equation E, let's multiply everything by negative 2, so all of those 5's will become negative 10's. Okay, and now we can eliminate the z's. Okay, I got 2x equals negative 4, so that means that x is going to be negative 2. Okay, got one of my variables. So now I'll go back to either equation D or E to plug in the x value that I have and get the z. So I think I'll use equation E here, and I'm plugging in negative 2 there. So 5 times negative 2 plus 5z equals 5. Okay, I'm running short on space here. Next step, I'm going to add 10 to both sides. And then I'll divide by 5, so z would equal 3. Okay, and finally, now that I have 2 of the 3 variables, I'll go back to one of my original equations. I'll use equation b here. Those are nice small numbers. So x is -2, and then plus 2y, I don't know the y yet, plus z, and z was 3, equals 3. Okay, so cleaning that up, combining these like terms, I'll have 2y plus 1 equals 3. Short on space, so subtract 1 from both sides. 2y then would equal 2, divide by 2, and y equals 1. And there I have my x, my y, and my z. Whew. All right, that's the end of the warm-up. See you next time.